Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so let's get started, kids. As you all know, what happened, Suraj? Why are you wearing mask? You're somewhere else?
Mataji, I'm attending from another devotee's place.
Okay, no problem, dear. Oh, so sincere you are, huh? You are attending from others also. Very nice. Okay, so what did we see last time? So we saw that, obviously Hanuman and Sita Mata were having conversations, right? Sita, she was thinking that she was probably dreaming, and it is inauspicious to see monkey in dream. She murmured to herself, and then Sita also bittered by she kind of was crying also, along with the fact that. Obviously she was not able to understand whether she was in the present moment or she was not. So they were she was kind of getting back, oh yeah, it must have been a dream. And then she thought, okay, monkey shouldn't come in a dream because it's inauspicious to have a dream on a monkey. Okay, when she regained the consciousness, she thought, after seeing a monkey in that nightmare, I pray for the welfare of Ram and Lakshman. How could I have been dreaming? In my state of anguish, from being separated from Ram, I can't even sleep for a minute. I can't even sleep for a moment. Then how do I think, okay, I had this dream? No, it is not possible. It is not a dream. It is definitely not possible because I have not even slept for a moment since the separation of Lord Ram. This is definitely not possible. And hence this monkey must be real, I think. Hanuman actually came down from the hiding place in the tree and standing before Mother Sita, he said, who are you? You appear like a goddess. I think you must be consort of Ram. And then Sita was obviously very, very delighted because she heard Ram's name. And then gaining confidence, Hanuman is saying, I'm an envoy from Ram, and I can assure you he is quite well. Ram has sent me for me to locate you. He's he's very anxious, inquiring about your welfare. And Sita, upon hearing that news that Ram is very, very anxious to get Mother Sita, he was very, very happy. And Hanuman gradually began inching his way closer to Sita. Upon realizing this, Sita suddenly thought, oh, this must be Ravana. Why is he coming closer to me? How disgusting. You have again tricked me? Like that, she started to sink into the ground, exhausting from grief. And Hanuman said, how abominable for you to come to me. And Sita Mata is saying, you are so abominable. Why are you doing this? Again and again, coming in disguise and tricking me? Is this what your job is? The next moment, Sita considered, I certainly feel delighted at heart seeing the monkey. I'm feeling kind of, even though I feel like scolding this monkey because he's coming closer to me, maybe he's tricking me, but I feel there is a sense of, what do you call it? I feel delight in this monkey. Then she composed herself and said, please tell me more about Ram. Your descriptions your descriptions about Ram are very, very pleasing to me. Can you please describe more about him? Like that, she inquired. And then Sita was absorbed in the intense ecstasy of separation from Ram. Her talks were manifestation of transcendental madness. This is not ordinary. This is not ordinary boy and girl missing each other. No, it is not like that. It is Lord's concert. So it is transcendental. It is not being affected by the modes. They are not affected by modes. They are all transcendental people, isn't it? They are above the modes. And this shows the intensity of love, Sita Mata has towards Lord Ram. And then she's thinking, oh, this monkey must be a ghost. I'm thinking it must, I've become mentally also kind of disturbed. I don't know what's going on with me. Due to my agony, maybe I'm thinking so many things, like this guy is a ghost, this guy is Ravana. I'm thinking so many things. Maybe he's a consort of, maybe he's envoy of Rama. I'm thinking so many things about this monkey. That's because I'm mentally disturbed. From his speech, it appears that the monkey came here in the service of Lord Ram. However, how can I believe that a mere monkey could jump so many oceans, jump over the ocean to Lanka? So this is such a big ocean. How can this monkey, mere monkey, not knowing the Hanuman's capabilities, isn't it? A mere monkey, how can it jump the ocean and come to me in search of me. This is definitely, I think, Ravana in disguise. I'm very much sure my mind is able to say that this is not monkey. This is Ravana disguised in the form of monkey. Hanuman could understand Sita's doubts and her fears. He continued to glorify Ram and assured her in various ways. Please tell me the story of how you met Ram. Also describe to me in full detail the bodily features of Lord Ram and his brother Lakshman. Please do that. And then Hanuman is telling, this is how she's able to understand if this person is definitely envoy. He's probably a servant of Lord Ram or not. She wants to test, so she's giving these questions to him so she can actually describe the bodily features of Lord Ram. So this is what she wants to do. Okay. And now, Princess of Videha, Rama has an eyes that resemble lotus petals. He has broad shoulders, mighty arms. He has a neck shaped like conch. His eyes are coppery. His voice is sounding like that of a kettle drum. He is solid in 3 places. He is elevated in 3 places. His chest and rim of his navel and his abdomen is reddish in 3 places. His eyes, nails, and palms and soles of the feet. He is deep in voice. His navel is deep. He walks swiftly. He has 3 folds of skin on the neck and belly. He walks with 4 different gaits. And then 10 places on his body are like lotus. Then his bodily hair, skin, fingers, joints, and perception. Indeed, he has all these features and many more. Now, Hanuman is starting to describe about Ram's features. You don't have to memorize these features. I won't be asking questions. But why Sita Mata asked Ram these questions is important to know. Varun, are you there? What are the 2 questions that Sita asked Hanuman to describe?
So she asked you, how do you know about Ram? And like, where did you like meet Ram?
No, just now we said, now what 2 questions did she ask? Just now I'm discussing about, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was saying she asked about like how did he meet Ram? Like how does he know about Ram?
No. She's not asking now. The question that I'm very much concerned about is, she's just asking because what are the hallucinations she has in her mind about this Hanuman? What is she thinking?
She thinks that he's Ravana because when Hanuman said that he jumped an ocean and all of that, like she thought like there's no way a lame like monkey can do that. He's definitely like Ravana in disguise.
Yes. And then Ghost, she thinks him to be Ghost. Then somehow she's feeling some sort of delight in talking to this monkey. So she wants to hear more about Ram. But then the question that I'm asking is, what are the 2 questions she asks about? One about Ram, another about Lakshman, she asked. What are the 2 questions?
How is Lakshmana and how is Rama?
Yeah, bodily features. She's asking about the
bodily features of Rama and Lakshmana.
That's what I explained now. Like, what are he has a broad arm, he's mighty arm, he has eyes that like that of a lotus petal, neck like that of a conch, things of like that. Okay, his complexion, his mouth, all this is being described by Hanuman. And now we've completed. Very good job, Varun, listening. So I'll ask you again.
Wait, Mataji, how about Lakshmana?
Lakshmana is going to say now. Very, very attentive. Okay. Good job. Yes, Lakshmana is getting described now. The beauty of Lakshmana, it's also immeasurable. Lakshmana's complexion is golden, whereas Ram is dark greenish blue. So now I'll ask the differences between the bodily comparisons of Ram and Lakshman. Okay, Suraj, are you there, dear? So Lakshman is golden and Ram is, what is the color of Ram?
Is blue and kind of greenish.
Yes. Good job, attentive listening. So I will ask questions as I move along. So be attentive, okay? I don't want you to doze off or anything. When Ram saw the jewels you dropped in the midst of the monkeys while being carried away by Ravana, he became overwhelmed with joy and tears fell from his eyes. To establish an alliance of friendship with Sugriva, Ram killed Vali. To repay his favor, Sugriva initiated a great search for you to be searched all over the world. Now, by good fortune, I have located you in this remote place. I have located you in this remote place. So now he's describing the incident, what had happened with Sugriva. Sugriva, what did he do? he actually found the jewels that was dropped by Sita Mata and gave it to Ram, and seeing that, Ram was overwhelmed because, he was able to see Mother Sita's presence in the jewels. And so he's able to narrate it now so that Sita Mata gets this confidence that he is the messenger of Lord Ram. Okay, are you able to understand why he's doing what he's doing? Then he said, okay, now he wants to have this alliance with Sugriva. To help Sugriva, he killed Vali. And now, in turn, Sugriva is trying to return a favor to Ram by actually sending his army all over the world to search for you, Mother Sita. And now, it is my good fortune that I was able to locate you. Are you clear? This is what Ram said to, this is what Hanuman said to Mother Sita. I am the son of, now he's elaborating who he is, okay? So I'll ask questions just in a few minutes, okay? Be ready. I am the son of mighty monkey Kesari. My father originally resided in Malaya Hills and later moved to Gokarna mountain. When thereafter I was begot by King Vayu, God Vayu, through the womb of Kesari's consort. After hearing Hanuman's description of Ram, Sita became convinced that he was indeed a messenger sent by her husband. She began shedding tears of joy. Hanuman then took the opportunity to give the ring that Ram actually gave to Hanuman. So this is how he's building that trust, because you need trust to establish in a relationship, isn't it? If the trust is lost, then it's difficult to establish a relationship. This is what is being conveyed through the story. Why she is explaining about why Hanuman is explaining about all these things about Sugriva, Vali, and then how everybody is looking out for Mother Sita. And then he's also explaining about his birth. And now he's actually presenting the ring that actually was given by Lord Ram. So Sita Mata, how would she feel upon receiving the ring? So she began shedding tears of joy. Hanuman then took the opportunity to give Ram's ring to Sita. Recognizing it and seeing the name of her beloved on the inside band, Sita's face blossomed with joy, as if she was experiencing the arrival of Ram himself. Isn't it so beautiful? She felt as if Ram himself was coming. This is how she felt in ecstasy upon just seeing the ring. We all know we have to consider Lord's paraphernalia is no different from Lord himself. Mataji, how can you say that? This is exhibited by Mother Sita. She is able to feel Ram's presence. Govinda, you have to behave in a very, very nice way. Today is the last class and I want to have you concentrate in the class, and I'm seeing some actions that you're doing in the video. That's not a good idea, okay? Let's try to focus on the subject matter. Recognizing it and seeing the name of her beloved on the inside band, Sita's face blossomed with joy, as if experiencing the arrival of Lord Ram himself. She said, "Oh Hanuman, I'm eternally indebted to you for giving me this gift. You're so magnanimous to have come here for my sake. Now please tell me more about Ram, more about Ram, more about Ram." This is what she wants to hear. She wants to keep on hearing about Ram, and she feels so good because that separation is actually bothering her so much. And now she wants to hear and hear and hear and be intoxicated, about hearing about Ram. With the folded hands, Hanuman replied, "It is only because Lord Ram doesn't know where you are, he has not come here to rescue you. Without you, Ram doesn't know a moment. He doesn't even have peace of mind without you. Truly, as soon as I return and inform Ram your presence here, he will immediately come here to kill Ravana." No, he doesn't know about you. He doesn't know about your whereabouts. That is why he has not come to rescue you. But once once I go and tell him, he's going to come and kill Ravana and take you back. Sita then urged, "You must trust Ram, the urgency of this matter. For after 2.5 months, Ravana is going to kill me. Should tell him, in 2.5 months, Ravana has actually given me a grace period and he will kill me in 2.5 months. You have to go and tell Ram the urgency of the matter here. Otherwise, he'll not understand what's going on here. Otherwise, I may even be killed by Ravana. So please." Ravana's younger brother Vibhishana had repeatedly pleaded with Ravana to return me back to Ram. Vibhishan is such a nice guy. We all know about him. And he kept on pleading to Ram, "Please, please take Sita Mata back to Ram and give her back to Ram." Like that. Vibhishan's eldest daughter has told me how wise old minister named Avindhya forewarned Ravana of the imminent destruction of Rakshasas at the hand of Ravana. But Ravana refuses to listen to his advice. So Vibhishan's elder daughter, she's also pally with Sita Mata, and she told about the minister whose name is Avindhya, who actually warned Ravana, don't do this terrible mistake because Ram is capable of destroying your entire army, and he is also destroyed the Rakshasas. He's capable of that. And if you're going to do this terrible mistake of bringing Sita Mata, your life is doomed. He warned him, but still he did not listen to the advice of Avindhya. That is due to ignorance. He doesn't know. He thinks he's acting in the platform of false ego, and he is not able to understand the advice that is given to him. Hanuman suggested, if you like, I can immediately deliver you to Lord Ram by carrying you to Kishkinda and carrying you to Kishkinda on my back. I'm sure the Rakshasas could not keep up with me as I can fly across the ocean. Sita was thrilled to hear this prospect, but still she replied, your proposal seems quite like what a monkey would present. How can someone so small even think of carrying me across the ocean? Hanuman was little offended by this remark, so he thought, how little she thinks of me. Then to demonstrate his prowess, Hanuman revealed his gigantic form. If you like, I can uproot the entire city of Lanka. Then along with Ravana, I can uproot the entire city of Lanka. Then along with Ravana, I will carry it back to Rama. So please give up your doubts about me. Sita admitted, I can certainly see you are strong enough to carry me across the ocean. However, I don't think it's such a good idea. What if I become faint as you dash across the sky and fall into the shark or crocodile invested water? Moreover, when the Rakshasas rally and attack you, you will be fully engaged in fighting with them. What will happen to me? Even if you somehow manage to kill all the Rakshasas, this would only serve to diminish the glory of Lord Ram. Very, very important point. Please, all of you all pay attention here. So first, when Hanuman proposed this idea of carrying Sita Mata back to Lanka, she thought Hanuman to be so small. You're such a teeny tiny creature. How can you carry me on your back? It's not possible. Then, Hanuman felt little offended because he's such a gigantic person, isn't it? So he revealed his true form and made Sita Mata comfortable that, yes, I'm capable of doing it. I'm such a big person. And now she looks at him and she's still saying, you're going to fight with the Rakshasas. What if I fell in the, what if I fall down in the ocean? In the ocean, there are sharks that are going to attack me and kill me. So this may create some trouble and you'll be busy fighting and you'll be lost in that process. And she also says, if you're going to take me, okay, you can kill all the Rakshasas and win over all of them. And then you can take me back to Ayodhya. But what will happen is this will diminish the glory of Lord Ram. Ram's prowess will not be known to this world, and you will become your capability will be known. But how about Ram's capability? Ram's capability will be diminished, and hence I want only Lord Ram to come and rescue me, so that his glory is not diminished. See, as a wife, how she thinks about it from her perspective, that her husband's glory should be remaining. Husband's glory has to be protected at all points in time. Now is the time for question and answer sessions. So Aditya, can you explain this the last part that we spoke about, how Sita Mata was convinced about Ram?
You mean Hanuman?
No. She was, what are the conversations that were happening?
Basically, yeah, so like starting from like when Hanuman was telling the story of like where he came from and stuff.
No, just after that maybe.
Like when Sugriva is talking about Sugriva.
Okay, whatever you can tell. I can ask others.
No, I'm not understanding what the question is.
Oh, the last part that I described. What was the conversation on? Just the last.
Okay, yeah. So Sita was basically just telling Hanuman. Hanuman like asked, "Oh, you want me to like carry you over the ocean to like that?"
Yes, yes.
Like over the ocean to Rama, and she was like, I don't think somebody your size could carry me over the ocean. But then Hanuman felt kind of like offended from that remark. Then he showed his gigantic form to Sita, and then Sita said, "Oh, maybe you could, but I don't think it's such a good idea. What if I like faint in the air when you're carrying me or something?" And he said, "Oh, if you want, I can uproot the entire Lanka and then take you." And then she was like, I don't think it's a good idea.
But finally, why did she say this? Why did they say this? Finally, what is the reason why she said all these statements? Okay, maybe Mihika, do you know the answer? Why he said this? Why she said Hanuman is, oh no, I'm going to reject your proposal? What is the ultimate reason?
Mataji, basically why Sita Mata said that is because Hanuman's capability would be known, but Rama's what do you say, reputation would not really be known.
Glory would not be known. Yes, absolutely, that is the answer. So Aditya, the main point there was to take away was Sita Mata wanted to glorify Lord Ram, and if Hanuman was to go and take her back to Lanka, then Sita Mata, Ram's glory wouldn't be noticed, isn't it? So she felt,
she wanted Rama to come and so she could
Rama
glorify him.
Correct. Both of you, good job. And moving on, I want to have Manhar answer this question for me. So what are some, do you know what is the color difference between Hanuman and Lord Ram? Sorry, not Hanuman, Lakshman and Ram.
Lakshmana is golden.
Correct.
And Lord Ram is bluish greenish.
Wonderful. This is attentive listening. Good job. Now, another question. Let's see. Suraj, do you want to answer, dear?
Yes, Mataji.
Suraj, the question for you is, why is Hanuman? So what are the few things that Hanuman did to prove he's a messenger of Lord Ram? Can you just cite some things? And then you just say one or two, and then Govinda will follow along.
He glorified Lord Ram. Okay, and he brought the ring to Sita Mata. Yes,
good point. Govinda, what else did he do?
When Sita was thinking, when Sita was thinking how ordinary monkey can fly the big ocean to Lanka, and she didn't know the mystic powers of Hanuman. And another one,
Hanuman was a mystic.
No. The thing is, she thought Hanuman to be, obviously tricked by. She thought Hanuman to be Ravana, and Ravana had these powers, right, to change himself into a monkey. That is the point that Govinda is bringing up, isn't it, Govinda?
Yeah. And another one is, she was thinking how an ordinary monkey can go to pass the big ocean to Lanka. And that's it.
Yeah, so and another thing is, Govinda, Hanuman was talking about his birth, isn't it, to kind of give confidence to Sita Mata who he is. And then he also told about the entire episode of Sugriva, Vali, in order to give confidence to Sita Mata that Ram is actively looking to search her, and he was fortunate enough to find Sita Mata. Okay, so this is kind of all the things that Hanuman did to prove that he's a messenger of Lord Ram. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kushi, are you there, dear? I see Kushi on the call. Is she there? Okay. All right, no problem. So, so these are the few takeaways from now. From here. And then we are going further along in the story. You will be asked questions anytime. Please be attentive, okay? Okay, now Hanuman replied, I appreciate your statements, which are just befitting the chaste and religious wife of Ram. I will now leave, but first, please give me some token that I can actually give Lord Ram to help him convince that I actually met you. See how nice, intelligent he is. See, I want to go to Lord Ram now, but if I just tell him I met you, it's not going to be enough. If you give something as a token, then I can actually pass it along to Lord Ram, and he will certainly believe me when you give that. And moreover, he would appreciate, and the feelings of separation will be pacified when you give something something of yours to him. And then, with tears-filled eyes, Sita replied in a faint voice, "Oh Hanuman, to convince Ram that you have met me, you may relate to him the following incident." See, I'm going to tell a very, very special incident to you, and you are going to narrate that to him. One day, while we were residing in Chitrakuta, after playing in the water, Ram, still dripping wet, sat down on my lap. At that time, a crow came and began pecking at me, as though eager to eat my flesh. I picked up the lump of dirt to throw, to scare it away, but the determined crow remained on the scene, hiding nearby. Becoming angered, I incidentally pulled the string that held my slip, causing it to fall down. Seeing this, Ram laughed heartily, taking advantage of my fluttered countenance. In the meantime, the crow returned and again pecked at me. I looked shelter of Lord Ram by sitting on his lap. And he comforted me, wiping the tears from my eyes. Feeling exhausted, I soon fell asleep in Ram's arms, and soon he too dozed off. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the crow suddenly swooped down and clawed. This awakened Lord Ram, who felt drops of my blood falling on him. Seeing the cuts on my body, Ram became enraged and asked me to identify the culprit. Then, before I could answer, he saw the crow sitting at a distance, his claws dripping with blood. In anger, Ram took blade of kusha grass from his mat, surcharged it with the power of his Brahmastra. As the straw burst into flames, Ram hurled it at the crow. Then the bird flew up into the sky. The kusha grass weapon followed it. This is what is Ram did. You understand the point, isn't it? So how this bird kept bothering Sita Mata, and finally when she took shelter of Ram's lap and when she was sleeping, it also pecked at her body, and finally blood started to ooze out from her body. And then obviously upon seeing the blood that is oozing out from Sita Mata's body, Ram felt so unhappy, and he then took his he then took up the kusha grass in his mat and surcharged it with the power of Brahmastra, and then struck it on the bird. Okay, and then now the bird started to fly, but then this kusha grass, which is powered with the kusha grass weapon, followed it, which is powered by Brahmastra, followed that crow. The crow was, however, the son of Indra, and while being chased by the Brahmastra, he tried to obtain shelter all over the universe. But even his father was powerless to help him. Indra couldn't even help him. He is Indra's son disguised in the form of crow. Finally, the crow came and surrendered to Lord Ram. Out of compassion, Ram forgave the pale, exhausted bird. But he said, the Brahmastra cannot be ineffectual. Therefore, it must be directed somewhere. Saying this, Ram directed the weapon to destroy the crow's right eye. Thereafter, Indra's son departed after offering obeisances. Sita Mata became overwhelmed with sorrow while relating her pastime with Lord Ram. Then with tear-strained eyes, she said, "Oh Hanuman, formerly Lord Ram, used this Brahmastra against the insignificant crow. Now, why does he not attack Ravana now? Does Ram no longer have affection for me? In some former life, I may have committed some abominable sin to cause Lord Ram to disregard me now." And this is what Sita Mata was actually feeling. In that, for an insignificant crow, he actually protected me from that. And now he's not able to protect me from Lord Ravana. Sorry, not Lord Ravana. Now he's not able to protect me from Ravana. What is this? I feel that I have committed some abominable sin in the past, because of which Ram is disregarding me, I feel. Like that, Sita Mata was lamenting. Varun, are you there, dear? Hare Krishna. Yeah, you can. Yes. What is the story that we are talking about, and what was this question Hanuman asked Sita Mata?
I don't know the question, but can I see the story? Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the story is how Rama was swimming, and then after he was swimming, he sat on Sita's lap, and then and then Sita saw this crow, and then she became agitated by the crow. And then like Rama was laughing, but then like to make it short, basically what happened is like Sita slept off and with Rama, and then after that Rama slept off. Except then that same crow, like since it looked like it wanted like to eat their flesh, like that same crow like ate was like eating their flesh, and then Rama woke up because like he felt the blood of Sita. And so then he woke up, and then he saw the crow. He was so agitated, and then he told
Yeah,
Sita
you can wait. You can wait. Yeah, you can wait. And now I think we can have Govinda. Do you want to say the rest of the story?
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then he saw the crow's nails was bloody. Blood was dropping. He took what was the grass name?
Kusha grass.
Kusha grass from his mat, and he was saying mantras like the Brahmastra, and when the bird flew away, the Ram throat,
the Kusha grass weapon followed it.
And the crow was following, the Kusha grass was following the crow.
Very good, very good. And now we need to understand who was this? Who was this person? Who was this crow? Mihika? Manar, I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry, Manar, I forgot. Yeah, I don't know if I asked you a question previously. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the crow was Indra's son.
And what did he do after that? What happened?
And then he was flying everywhere, and he asked even Indra for help. And then Indra said that he can't help him.
Correct.
Lord Ram, and Lord Ram is he didn't say all that, but yeah.
Very good.
And then the Indra's son came back to Lord Ram, and then he asked him, like he begged for forgiveness, and Rama forgave him. But he said this is a Brahmastra, and you can't stop it, and it has to go somewhere. So Lord Ram directed it to Indra's son's right eye, and then his right eye, broke.
Wonderful, wonderful. And he paid obeisances. See, the main point is how forgiving Ram was, right? In spite of this incident, about this crow, he was forgiving on this crow. And then we also need to understand another point is that, this crow gave respect to Lord Ram. Even though he initially troubled him, he understood how glorious is Lord Ram, and then he offered his obeisances to Lord Ram, even though he had to take away the right eye because of obvious reasons that Brahmastra could not be taken without giving punishment. So Varun, I think Varun, Govind and Manhar answered this very, very well. Good job, guys. And Varun, the question was, are you there, dear? Yeah, the question was, what was the question? Sita Mata, Hanuman, he wanted to go back to where Lord Ram was, but he wanted some sort of evidence.
Hanuman, he wanted something for Sita to give him because if he just like went back to Lanka like saying, "Oh, I saw Sita, you have to believe me," like Rama would not like completely believe Hanuman because like there's like really no proof. So then Hanuman, he was being intelligent, and then asked Sita to give something to him. So when he showed so that he could prove to Rama that he actually saw Sita.
That's why Sita Mata is describing this incident. Very good job. Okay, the next set of people who will be questioned are Aditya, Suraj, Mihika. Yeah, okay. Please be attentive. Okay, so now I'll just see the next part of the story. Sita became overwhelmed with sorrow, relating her pastime with Ram. Then her tear-strained eyes, she said, "Oh, Hanuman, formerly Ram used to use the Brahmastra." Oh, that's what. He used this insignificant, he used the Brahmastra to kill this, chasing after this insignificant crow. Now I am suffering under Ravana's regime, and he's not able to come and save me. What is this? Did I do something abominable? She's asking Hanuman. Hoping to encourage the despondent Sita, Hanuman reassured her. Ram is feeling great separation from you. He is merged in the ocean of sorrow. Now please give me some subject that I can show to Lord Ram. Sita sighed and said, at least I have some hope now that I will be rescued. Somehow you must urge Ram to come to me quickly. I must pass another month away, for if I pass another month away from him, I will surely die in grief. Leave alone Ravana going to killing me in 2.5 months. I will die if I'm not able to see Lord Ram in the next 1 month. Sita produced a bright jewel from her cloth and she formally used this ornament in her head. Giving it to Hanuman, Sita said, when Ram's eye sees this jewel, he will remember 3 persons. Since it was given to me by my mother as dowry gift in the presence of Lord Ram and his father, oh Hanuman, please return quickly and urge Ram to quickly terminate my unbearable suffering. So as soon as you give this jewelry that I use for my head, he will remember 3 people. Who are the 3 people? My father, my mother who gave this gift in, and it was given in front of his father and him. So he'll remember all 3 of us. And oh Hanuman, you return this gift quickly to him and have Lord Ram come to me so that I can just.
Who are the 3 people?
Yeah, it is mother of Sita Mata, and then Ram's father and Ram, Sita. So he will remember Sita, he'll remember Sita's mother and his dad Dasharath. Those are the 3 people who knows about this. Okay, Aditya, are you okay?
Yeah.
Hanuman then circumambulated Sita and was about to depart when, in a voice choked with tears, Sita said, please convince Ram to hasten my rescue. That's what again and again he's saying. Just come on, hasten it. Search, make sure he comes to me very quickly, as early as possible. I cannot even think of separation from Lord Ram any further. Hanuman replied, don't worry. Soon you shall see Ram, Lakshman and my heroic monkeys, and they will all come here to slay Ravana and all the Rakshasas. Don't even worry about it. Sita pleaded, please stay just for 1 more day. My association, I have gained some relief from my intolerable miseries. And why do I even bother to raise my hopes? How will the monkeys be able to cross this vast ocean? I don't think that Ram and Lakshman have the capacity, but only Garuda, Vayu and yourself. Hanuman, I know you could rescue me single-handed. However, I request you to somehow enable Ram to kill all the Rakshasas and save me, for that will eternally enhance his glorious reputation. See how much he's concerned about Ram's glory. See, she's thinking, oh yeah, how can these small monkeys be able to cross the ocean? I cannot believe that. How can even Ram or Lakshman do that? You, Vayu and Garuda can do it, I trust, but how can these people do? Somehow or the other, Hanuman, please enable Ram to come and rescue me and destroy all the Rakshasas so that his glory and reputation will be maintained. Hanuman replied, all these monkeys in Sugriva's army are equal or superior to me, Sita Mata. You think they are not, equal? They are all superior to me. Surely they will all easily reach Lanka. It is only inferior persons like myself that are sent on the errands. Please give up all the doubts for good. If need be, I will cross over the ocean carrying Ram and Lakshmana on my back. Don't even have any sort of feelings like this, because you know what? Ram and Lakshmana, if you think they are not capable, I can carry them on the back. But all these monkeys, they are all superior to me. See how he's humble. He is much more efficient than anybody else, but he believes that others are superior. This is what is humility. Okay, humility means you don't think you are powerful. You don't think you are controller. You don't think anything good about yourself, but you think you are the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. This is what humility really means. Okay. Sita then replied, oh Hanuman, I will urge you to see that my rescue is hastened. I don't know how longer I'll be able to survive under these conditions. I give you one more message for Lord Ram. Remind him of the time he painted my cheeks with a red mineral to replace the decorations that had worn off. I'll give you one more incident. Can you tell this incident to Lord Ram? See, at one time he painted my cheeks and with red mineral to replace the decorations that have been worn off. With the red mineral means some chemical he painted it. Some decoration was there, it was worn off, and so he happened to give her this. As Hanuman prepared to depart, Sita repeatedly implored him to hasten her rescue. Completely, all the time she's going on making the statement, please, please ask Ram to come faster to save me. I'm really tormented here. I'm really in the verge of separation from Lord Ram. So all I want to do is have him come faster to me. Please, please pass on this message. She described 2 incidents to Lord Ram. Hanuman then considered, my mission would not be complete without ascertaining the true strength of the Rakshasas, my true strength to the Rakshasas. Therefore, I shall destroy this Ashoka grove and the pleasure garden of Ravana just to provoke his anger. So he has to know my power. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to destroy this Ashokavana and destroy this garden. When the king of Rakshasas sends his army to attack me, I will, obviously destroy them and return to Lord Ram. This is what I will do. I'll just smash all of them and then go back to Lord Ram. Thereafter, Hanuman started knocking down and uprooting Ashoka trees. He stirred up the ponds and crushed the hilltops. Then, after practically destroying the entire garden, he made his stance at the entrance. Upon hearing the frightened screams of the birds and animals along with other sounds created by Hanuman's rampage, the Rakshasa gods woke up at the start. Seeing Hanuman's huge form standing at the garden entrance, their hearts were filled with terror. The Rakshasis surrounded Sita Mata and asked, who is this creature? What are you doing here? What are you conversing about? Sita denied knowing who Hanuman was, saying, he must be ferocious Rakshasa. Since you're all Rakshasas, it is you who should know him and not me. I am terrified by his huge, frightening appearance. So see how Sita Mata was very tactical. When Rakshasis were questioning Sita Mata about who this creature was, he was like, no, I don't know about him. You must be knowing. You guys are all Rakshasas. Only Rakshasas knows the other Rakshasas. He must be another Rakshasa. Only you guys must be knowing. I don't have any idea about this guy, this creature. So like that, she started to obviously tell, oh, I am very frightened by his appearance. I am not able to understand who he is, like that. While some of the Rakshasis remained guarding Sita, others went and reported this matter immediately to who? Ravana. Then reverently bowing to the king, Rakshasi said, a huge powerful monkey has come here. After talking to Sita, he devastated the entire Ashokavan except for a small little area where Sita Mata is. When we asked Sita about him, however, she claimed she does not know him. Ravana immediately became enraged and dispatched how many? 80,000 Rakshasas to go and capture Hanuman. See what is happening here? When the army came before him, brandishing their weapons, Hanuman further expanded his form and began lashing his tail violently, making a sound so loud it reverberated throughout Lanka. Hanuman then challenged, I am the servant of Lord Ram. If I like, I can kill thousands of Ravanas. This is my position. I am just a servant of Lord Ram. Imagine a servant can do this. What can a master do? Like that. He wanted to establish the glory of Lord Ram even then. As Hanuman rode menacingly, the Rakshasas were struck with fear. Regardless, they began attacking him from all sides. Hanuman grabbed an iron bar laying at the gate, and while flying through the air, he slaughtered the whole Rakshasa army. The few survivors who hurried back to Ravana to inform him about the massacre that is happening here. Upon hearing this news, Ravana's eyes was rolled with rage. He then ordered to the extremely powerful son of he then ordered the extremely powerful son of Prahasta named Jambumali to go and fight with Hanuman. Jambumali was ordered to go and fight with Hanuman. Meanwhile, Hanuman began to destroy the immense temple of the Rakshasas guarding deity located in Ashoka Grove. As he climbed up the edifice, which was big as large hill, Hanuman tore it into pieces with his claws, making crashing sounds that reverberated throughout Lanka. Hanuman then shouted, may there be victory for Ram and Lakshman. May there be victory for Lord Ram and Lakshman. And my name is Hanuman, and I will now destroy Lanka within the sight of all the Rakshasas. Now the sound was reverberating the city of Lanka. So everybody was able to hear, yeah, glory to Lord Ram and glory to Lakshman. They were able to hear this. And I am Hanuman. I'm going to destroy this entire city of Lanka. This sound was reverberating, and because of which what had happened? It had struck terror to the hearts of people who were hearing this. 100 guards of the sanctuary took up the weapons and surrounded Hanuman. They then enraged Hanuman, then broke off the temple columns. Assuming the terrible aspect, he whirled the column around, so the fire was generated and struck the other pillars. Hanuman destroyed the guards with a blazing pillar, and entire edifice became engulfed in flames. Again and again, Hanuman shouted, "Let there be victory for Lord Ram, Hanuman, and the monkeys," like that. Now, Jambumali is arriving at the scene. Okay, so this is kind of where we left. We'll just go for some question and answers and then try to wrap it up, maybe paragraph or two after this. Okay, Aditya, can you go and describe what's going on here?
Yeah. So Sita basically is like overwhelmed with sorrow, like after like recalling like the crow story, and how like Rama used like the Brahmastra chasing like the insignificant crow, but he's not able to save her from like Ravana.
Absolutely.
And she felt like she committed some like abominable sin.
Yeah.
And like Hanuman gave Sita like some hope that she'd be rescued, and she said that like Sita said that she would die like from like separation in the next month if Rama does not come and like see her at least.
Correct.
And then Hanuman asked Sita for like a token to give to Rama, and she gave like a jewel that would make sure that he remembered 3 people. What was it? Her mother, Sita's mother, Sita, and Dashrata, yeah. Then Hanuman like circumambulated Sita, and like made sure like that Rama would come very quickly.
Yes, she kept on repeating only one thing. What was
that? Yeah,
she
like make sure that he comes very quickly.
Correct. Very good, Aditya. Let's move on to Mihika. Can you tell me what was one more incident that she happened to tell to Hanuman? One more incident apart from the crow incident. She also spoke about another incident. What was that secret incident?
You skipped me.
Oh, okay, Suraj. Okay, you go ahead then, Mihika. Yeah.
So what's the question?
What is this, Suraj? Suraj, the question is...
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I was more thinking about you didn't ask me.
Okay. So the point is, what is the second secret thing that Sita Mata happened to? Were you there? I know you were just briefly out for a minute, so I don't know if you were there. Sita Mata, she happened to share one more incident apart from the crow incident. What was that incident? Do you know?
It was the of the jewel.
No, not the jewel. Jewel she gave, Aditya said. After that, she was there was one more. I don't know. You were out for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you missed that part. I can come back to you another question. Okay, Suraj?
Okay.
Okay. Mihika, can you answer this question and then I'll go back to Suraj.
Mataji, can you give a quick clue because I kind of forgot it?
So the clue is something, was associated with the cheek.
Oh yeah. So Rama put some like red chemical thing on her cheek to revive the decorations.
Correct. Wonderful. This is exactly what I wanted. I know it was a little tough, but you did it. Good job. Suraj, coming back to you. So what are some of the things that Hanuman did in Lanka?
He uprooted the trees. He fought like all sorts of soldiers. He threw flaming pillars at of the soldiers. He let the whole he destroyed the entire place except the small place where Sita Mata is.
Yeah, beautiful. It's a little tough, but you answered it. Very good. Now, who's remaining? Did Govind answer? I think Govind answered, isn't it? I think we are good now. 3 of you all answered. So let's just cover really quickly 2 paragraphs. Who was sent by Ravana? What is that person's name, Varun? You remember that person's name? Hare Krishna?
Vimala?
No.
Oh.
Jambumali.
Oh, Jambumali. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Manhar knew. Okay, I'm sorry. Manhar was about to mute. Okay, unmute. Manhar, what did you eat, dear? Was it pasta?
No.
Oh, I thought it was pasta. What was that then?
Noodles.
Oh, noodles. Okay. Noodles, what type of noodles? Maggi noodles?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. I know all of you kids. All your kids might want to have Maggi noodles prashad, isn't it? Okay. So now, coming back to the story, Jambumali then arrived on the scene, riding upon a chariot drawn by donkeys, while twanging of his bows filled with the entire sky with its awesome vibration. Without wasting time, Jambumali then struck Hanuman with the mouth with one arrow and arms with 10 more. As blood covered his entire face, he infuriated Hanuman and he grabbed a huge rock and hurled it at Jambumali with great force. Jambumali, however, broke it into pieces with 10 arrows. Hanuman then uprooted the large tree and began to whirl it around. Jambumali easily broke the trees into pieces with 4 arrows even before he left Hanuman's hands. Then the Rakshasa pierced Hanuman's arms with 5 arrows and the chest with 10 more shafts and dart. Hanuman remained undaunted. The great monkey warrior then picked up an iron bar and twirled it forcefully, smashing it in Jambumali's chest. The iron bar hit Rakshasa so violently that his head, legs, and chariot and the donkeys could no longer be distinguished from one another. Hearing of Jambumali's death, Ravana became further enraged and commanded the 7 sons of his chief minister to attack Hanuman with his large army. Thereafter, when the Rakshasas approached the Ashoka grove upon their chariots, they saw Hanuman stationed at the garden's arch gate. The Rakshasas immediately began showering their arrows so heavily that Hanuman was momentarily obscured from the view. Hanuman, however, leaped into the sky, thus avoiding their onslaught. He then charged, roaring loudly. Within moments, Hanuman struck down the innumerable Rakshasas with his hands and feet, while he tore the others into pieces with his nails. Others were crushed by the impact of Hanuman's chest and thighs, while still others simply fell to the ground, stunned with the fear from Hanuman's roar. When all the 7 of the chief minister's sons were slain, the remaining warriors panicked and fled. Hanuman returned to the archway, awaiting further combat. See, Hanuman was not at all. He was able to crush everybody. First, Jambumali, he put him to death, and then the 7 ministers, 7 sons, they were all crushed and put into slain. And now he's waiting for more people to combat and to win. So he was not at all, worried by the number of people because he was capable of destroying all of them. Imagine, the point is, if a servant is able to do this, how much can a master do? This is the understanding, dear kids. If a servant like Hanuman, who's the faithful servant of Lord Ram, if he is capable of doing so much, then how much can Lord Ram do? At least now Ravana should understand, isn't it? If he was intelligent, he could have at least understood the power of the servant of Hanuman, and servant of Lord Ram, and he could have given back Sita Mata, but no, he didn't want to do it. Ravana then sent 5 of his leading generals along with the large army, saying, I want to capture Hanuman, for he could not be a mere monkey. He must be a super powerful being. That's what I think. Thereafter, the Rakshasa army assailed Hanuman from all sides. The general named Durdara released 5 arrows and pierced Hanuman in his forehead. The merely infuriated Hanuman, who swelled immensely in size, then leaping into the sky, he fell into Durdara's chariot like lightning striking the mountain. From the impact of Hanuman's gigantic body, the chariot was smashed into pieces. Durdara's chariot, it was smashed into pieces. Just Hanuman, all he has to do is just go and stand and the chariot will break, okay? So that is the power of Hanuman. If you imagine, if you were to enter into our house with this gigantic form, what will happen to our house? Because we are all devotees of Lord Ram, nothing will happen. That's the point, okay? Only this happens to the enemies of Lord Ram. Okay, we should not be worried or we should not have fear. Hanuman will be so humble. Even in the deities pictures, if you see a law of Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, how he will be standing, he'll be standing with his palms closed like this, paying obeisances. This is the humble mood of Hanuman. Now, how much power he has, how much intelligence he has, how much vigor he has, he's not showing any of them to our devotees. All he's saying is just this. Because wherever the names of Lord Ram is heard, Hanuman will be present there. That is the glory of Hanuman. He loves Hanuman and he is a true servant of Lord Ram. I'm sorry, I confused between Hanuman and Ram. But the point you understand, now, he's such a true servant of Lord Ram. Okay. And then what happened? Durdara's chariot, it just fell, it just broke. From the impact of Hanuman's gigantic body, it was crushed into pieces, and all the horses in the chariot also, they were crushed to death. Enraged at the destruction of the comrade, 2 other generals named Virupaksha and Upaksha suddenly sprang into air and struck Hanuman's chest with their clubs. Undaunted Hanuman swooped down to the ground, uprooted the tall tree and struck the two generals dead. That guy is also dead. So many people are dead. Remember, so first is, who's the first one who was dead? The Jambumali. Then who's dead? Then seven sons of the ministers. And then we have Durdara. After that, we have this guy who is Virupaksha and somebody else. Na? They are also killed. Okay. They are also done. So the two remaining, Prakasha, Prahasa and Bhaskarana then came before Hanuman and pierced him, causing his body to become covered with blood. The enraged Hanuman quickly tore off a mountain peak with all its animals and trees and pounded the two Rakshasas to mere pulp. That those people are also gone. Whoever came in touch with this Hanuman, they were all made into a mere pulp. That's all. With the 5 generals out of the way, Hanuman effortlessly destroyed the entire army. Hanuman killed the horses by wielding other dead horses and crushed the elephants with other elephants. He struck dead soldiers with other slain warriors and smashed chariots by wielding other broken chariots. After covering the ground with so many dead bodies, Hanuman once more stationed himself at the archway. And now, what happened? Just one more paragraph. Upon hearing of this massacre, Ravana simply glanced at his son Aksha, who was seated close by. Desiring of battle, the prince, understanding his father's indication, eagerly leapt from his seat into the assembly. He mounted his mystical chariot and traveled through the air, drawn by the 8 horses. He approached the Ashoka grove. Aksha began showering his arrows at Hanuman. He became close quarters. Then so the sun became dim, the wind ceased to blow. Aksha managed to pierce Hanuman's head with these 3 arrows. Hanuman began to expand his body while Rakshasa warrior continued to shower his arrows on him. The young Aksha was childishly proud of his strength and came fearlessly before Hanuman like an elephant approaching a well-covered, like an elephant approaching a well-covered by grass. After being struck by Aksha's arrows, Hanuman assumed an awesome feature and sprang into the air. Aksha followed him closely while constantly releasing his arrows. However, Hanuman successfully dodged them while coursing through the sky. When the arrow suddenly pierced his chest, Hanuman mentally praised the skill of this enemy, thinking, although young boy, this Rakshasa is fighting very heroically, I really do not wish to kill him. However, as the battle progresses, his prowess only increases. If I don't kill him, I may become defeated. Therefore, it's better to kill him immediately, just like spreading fire should be extinguished at once. So now he was thinking, oh, this guy is very childish, but even then he's fiercely fighting with me. So probably I should just leave him without killing him. But if I leave him without killing him, what is going to happen? I may become the loser. I should not be defeated. So I have to kill him like that. Increasing his speed, Hanuman killed all of Aksha's horses with a lap of his hand, causing the disabled chariot to fall to the ground, smashed to pieces. Aksha took up his bow and sword, jumped from the ruined chariot and ascended into the sky like a rishi on his way to heaven. Agile Hanuman, however, caught Aksha by his legs, then spinning around him thousands of times, he dashed the son of Ravana violently to the ground. With all the limbs broken, the chest crushed, Aksha gave up his life with vomiting blood. So now all the rishis who were stationed in the sky just glanced upon this and then started to praise about Hanuman's victory, while Ravana's heart was filled with terror. See, imagine his son Aksha is no more. As Hanuman again stationed himself in the archway, awaiting for the next onslaught of Rakshasas. He was just going on killing all of them and he is waiting for more to come. Ravana said to him, in warfare, you are unparalleled and equal only to me. You have conquered the king of heaven along with the demigods and have received weapons from Lord Brahma himself. Now go and do whatever is necessary to subdue this mysterious enemy. So this is kind of where we can pause and we can have maybe a continuing session from summer break. After summer break, we can continue on this section from Sundarakand. Okay. So this is what we'll do, kids. So such a beautiful kanda that we are going through, how Hanuman is fearlessly fighting and not at all getting tired, with determination, how he is able to put all the soldiers or the Rakshasas down that Ravana was able to send. This is something that we understood in terms of his prowess. Okay. So now we will just do our obeisances and then adjourn and see you all during the summer break. Okay. So we will all have classes during the summer break as well. So we will definitely get to see each other during that time. All right. So let's start our prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Ramayan ki jai. And Valmiki ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Radhika Mataji ki jai.
Thank you, dear. All glories to the assembled kids. Bye.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.